am recording Morsi. Morsi. Every time I say his name, he moves his tail. Morse. Morse. He always moves his tail when I say things. More, more. More, more. Are you mommy's baby? You mommy's baby. Morsi, my baby. It's Morsi, my baby. He's so silly. Morsi. Morsi. Morsi's 8 years old. Let me tell y'all a story about Morsi. When I first got Morse, he was supposed to be a little girl. Well, it turns out he turned out to be a little boy instead. Um, he was supposed to be a little girl. Let's start the story with he was supposed to be a little girl. When the woman handed him to me, he was like 5.5 weeks old. He looked like a little drowned up rat. He came with his little toy mouse, which I still have. He quit playing with it, so I put it up so nothing happens to it. Well, when I first got him, I brought him in. I laid on the bed and laid him on my tummy. Well, he peed on me. That was so funny. Then he looked at me like, "Uh-oh, did I do something wrong?" So I gave him kisses, lame. No, it's okay. You peed on mommy because you're nervous and you're scared. So I got up, changed my clothes, whatever, and played with him a little bit. Well, a couple days later, I started noticing that he there was something wrong. Like I thought he was getting a cyst, and that y'all's probably gonna think this part's funny because I do now. I didn't at first because I cried thinking that these people gave me a cat that's sick that I'm not gonna be able to take care of, and it broke my heart because he's my emotional support cat. So I looked and I'm like, there's a cyst down there. Well, he didn't look like a little boy down there. He looked like a little girl. So I was getting ready to take him to the vet. A friend of mine came over and she was telling me. She started laughing. I was like, "What's so funny?" I said, I don't find this funny." And I'm sitting there crying and she's laughing. And I'm sitting there thinking, why is she laughing at me for? Something wrong with my cat because I named him Princess. I had him like pink blankets and pink bedding, and named him Princess because I thought he was a girl. And then she says, "That's a boy." I said, "No, it's not. It's a girl. They told me they had a girl that, and I told them that's all I could have was a girl. And when I looked down there, you couldn't really tell when I first got him. No, it wasn't like it was. Sorry, it wasn't a few days after that because he was 5.5 weeks old when I got him. It's when he was 8 weeks old. That's when we realized he was a boy. Sorry, so let me cut back on that story. When he was 8 weeks old. I don't know why I said a few days. My mind's like somewhere else. But she says that's a boy. And I looked and she's like, "Look, these are his balls." Right then I felt so embarrassed. And and then I started feeling embarrassed, like, "Oh my gosh!" I said they told me they was a girl, so I tried to call the people gave them to me and told them that hey y'all told me it was a girl and y'all gave me a boy because at the time my landlord said I could only have a girl cat because boys spray. Well, they never answered the phone, so I just gave up. But I fell in love with him. I had to tell my landlord it wasn't a girl, it was a boy. He kind of gave me that face, and I was like, please don't, make me get ready. Because it took me 3 years to get my landlord to even let me have a cat. So I made an appointment to vet to have him neutered and whatever. Took him and they checked and they said, yeah, it's definitely a boy. They said when they're real little like that, it's hard to tell usually. And so I got him fixed, and he's now 8 years old, and he's my best friend, my emotional support. He's not much of a lap cat. I've always had every cat I've had been lap cats. Maybe twice in his life, he sat on my lap. When he was real little, and then like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, he sat on my lap, and he lay there. He looked at me like, "Is it okay to do this?" Of course. I try to get him to sit on my lap, and he just won't sit on my lap no more. So I guess he's just not much of a lap cat. But he still follows me from room to room, don't you, more? And then, like I said at the beginning of the video, you see the every time I say his name, he smacks his tail, but he knows I'm talking about him. One more. Morrissey, you gonna smack your tail? He looks at me though. You my best friend. You my best friend. Morrissey is my best friend. And then we end up getting Missy. Let's see if we can find Missy here. Excuse the room's a little bit of a wreck. It's kind of a mess. And here's Missy. Missy sitting on the tree thing, but that's Miss Missy. It's a cat tree thing they like to sit on. But the story with Missy is I was wanting a white cat before I got her, and then I couldn't. Somebody was supposed to give me a white cat, but then when me and Scott were dating, he ended up coming in. I heard like a meow and opened the door. He handed me her. She was black, fluffy. She's long haired. We called. She didn't. We was gonna name her Midnight. She didn't answer to Midnight. The only thing she would answer to is Missy. I just said Missy one time, and she answered to Missy. But this is her. She's more of a loner cat. She's more of a daddy's cat. When he's not around, she just lays around and stays curled up right here. And I try to spend as much time with her as I can. That's my baby girl too. But you know, cats have this thing where they choose their favorite human. But it's Missy, Missy, May May, and she likes it. That's her. And she was so fluffy. And look at her eyes. It's little eyes. You know, eyes closed. You open your eyes. That's her up close. But she Oh, I'm sorry about the flashlight, Sissy. Yeah, it was Sissy. But she Missy just this little short fluffy thing, fur ball. I fell in love with her, but she didn't. She don't. She's not attached to me. She's more attached to him. They say it's usually the cat's the first human that a cat reacts with is usually their favorite human. So I guess because he reacted with her first, then he was her favorite human, and I'm hoping I can be her favorite human too. She's 6 years old. Morris had a birthday in March, and her birthday was in April. He like I said, he turned 8, and she's 6 now. All right, mommy. Oh, I'm sorry. Mommy's gonna let you sleep. It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. Mommy gonna let you sleep. Let's go back here, Bubby. Bubby. Say hi. Say hi to the cam. Oh, it's a big yawn. My best friend. He's a big yawner. Morrissey? He's like, you. Ooh, big yawn. I'll turn the flashlight off. Is that better? Mommy, turn the flashlight off. Yeah, there he goes. He shakes his leg a lot. Now that we know he's a boy, he likes to sleep in the stroller. This is a stroller we got for him and Sissy. Sissy's been in it twice. He's been in it twice. They've been in it twice together. He's been in it a couple times by himself. I got that stroller for him. And Sissy don't really like it. She meows a lot. So Morse likes it. He'll get in there and I'll take him for rides. He'll just lay there and look out. But that's the story of how I got Morrissey and how I got Missy. Hey, mommy kisses. You my honey bunches of oats. Kissy, kissy. He's like, get off me, woman. All right, mommy, leave you alone. All right, I'm going to end this video. But that's the story of how I met Morris, how I got Morris, and how I got Missy. I actually got him from Facebook, but yeah, I've had him, like I said, more since he was 5.5 weeks old, and he's 8 years old now. And then I got Missy when she was 6 weeks old, and she's 6 years old now. My babies. All right, y'all. Say bye, Morrissey. Here's that tail. Say bye, Morrissey.